Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user Jamie12087. Am I the a-hole for siding with my daughter, 15 female, when she enforced the no red dress code with my aunt for her sweet 16? Am I the a-hole, or more like, are we the a-hole? We have been working on my daughter's, 15 female, sweet 16 party planning for almost a year. My daughter picked the theme of Nightmare Before Christmas, NBC. This is a formal or semi-formal event. She has been lax on letting her aunts, grandma, and cousins pick out almost everything except the colors and clothing assignment for Sweet 16 Court. She chose basic colors of black, white, and purples for her main colors. The guests pick a Nightmare Before Christmas character and use it as inspiration for their formal wear. Birthday girl chose red inspo, Jack as Santa. Her only parameters for her Sweet 16 was that she and her boyfriend be the only ones to wear red because she wanted to be Jack when he turned into Santa Claus. She told all family and friends and made it very clear, no red. Now, here is the part where I need to know, am I the a-hole? The party is 6 days away. I ran into my aunt and she was very excited to show me a picture of her outfit. The shoes were beautiful, but they worried me a little because they had some red on them. I brushed it off because who looks at shoes anyways? Then she showed me a beautiful, bright red dress. I was shocked, and it showed because her smile fell and she looked at my mom and said, "It isn't red, it's burgundy. You told me I could wear it because it isn't red." My mom agreed it was much darker in person. I was trying to fix my face and not panic. I told myself it would be okay and them that I would talk to my daughter about it. Skip to a few hours later when I did talk to my daughter and was able to show her the dress picture. My daughter asked if my aunt could please wear a different color dress, but my aunt said no because she ordered that dress for her party. My daughter told her it was the only rule she had, and if she wasn't willing to follow it, she would miss having her there, but if she was willing to change colors, we would love to have her. I backed my daughter up, but my mom and sisters are upset with me because my aunt doesn't have a lot of money and can't buy another dress, or she won't come if she can't wear the dress. My daughter very clearly stated to them that she told my aunt and everyone else not to wear red, and burgundy is a shade of red. My daughter says my aunt should have taken that into consideration when she ordered her dress. She is sorry, but she is not changing her mind, not about this one thing. She gave in to all the other things they wanted. Am I the a-hole for siding with my daughter when she stuck to the no red dress code for guests? Also, for not giving in when they tried to guilt us about it? Of course not, OP. That was the one request your daughter had, and you told us in the beginning that she made it very clear to everybody, no red. I don't know what your aunt is on about, but she definitely wanted to try to slip in some loophole thing. It's not red, it's burgundy. Seriously, is she trying to stir up some drama just cuz? I don't know, why would she do this? It sounds stupid. There are so many other colors she could have worn a pretty dress in, but she had to choose the one color that your daughter said no to. So no, OP, you're not the a-hole, and that excuse that she doesn't have money to buy another dress or she won't come if she doesn't wear it, your daughter is right to stick to what she wants. It is not her responsibility that the aunt went and bought this dress, and if she doesn't have money for another one, well, she'll have to put it in the closet until she can wear it. Or if she threatens not to come, well, have fun at home. So no, not the a-hole, neither of you. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments. On Small Wings says, not the a-hole. People saying you're the a-hole because it's just a birthday would lose their own loving minds at the thought of a quinceañera. I've seen videos of Sweet 16 parties complete with courts, shoe ceremony, tiara ceremony, and father-daughter dance. This is your daughter's celebration of approaching womanhood. She gave the party planning reins to others instead of commandeering it herself, with the one exception of her picking the colors herself. She asked for no one else to wear red so that she can stand out on her big day. To me, it's no different than the no white wedding rule or the bride requesting a color not to be worn because it's the same color as her dress. Have your daughter speak with your aunt herself and ask to see the dress in person. Maybe you'll get lucky and it is dark enough, but if not, you and your daughter need to put your foot down. And Opie responds, we did, and it is just not getting around it. It is red. If it was a dark maroon, maybe, but it is red. OMG It's Moki says, I know a lot of people here hate dress codes. I will, for the most part, disagree with them, but there are some egregious bridezillas and control freaks out there that will tip my opinion. This is not one of those times. This is a fairly simple ask. Please don't wear red. If you don't like it, don't go. Easy peasy. Yeah, it is just a birthday, but it is an important occasion to your daughter. She has an idea and it sounds fun. For your family to be so against something so simple is a problem to me. Why are they fighting this? I'd focus on the reason why here. Rules are rules. No kids allowed, no non-kosher food allowed in the house, dress codes at events or restaurants, sober parties, closed-toed shoes only. They're harmless and easy to follow. Anyone that throws a hissy fit at something as simple as this is the a-hole. You and your daughter are not the a-holes here. She was not rude, she gave a clear ask, and you are right to back her up. And Failing Jester says, no, it violates the dress code. Offer to help your aunt find something else that fits. If she refuses, unfortunately she can't attend and they will have to celebrate with you some other time because you don't want her to embarrass herself by being so disrespectful to the birthday girl. Well, the majority and top comments of the community agree that Upi and her daughter are not the a-holes. So now let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. There were a lot of people saying it is just a birthday party. However, it is not to my daughter. My mother started the tradition of giving her granddaughters a Sweet 16 extravagant party when her first one was born 23 years ago. She has given upwards of 5 to 7 so far, and it is finally my daughter's turn. It is a rite of passage at this point in our family. My daughter will have the court, the shoes, the dances, the tiara. Normally, they get to plan every single thing with my mom, the aunts, and other female cousins. So no, this is not just a birthday party. It is a once-in-a-lifetime memorable moment in her life that she will never be able to replace. My mother, 2 sisters, and 2 nieces are helping us plan the party. My daughter is not big and over the top, but this type of party traditionally is. They wanted her to wear 2 dresses, one a big poofy ball gown and the other a slimmer one. She only wanted a slim one, but she ended up giving in to make my mom and my sister happy. She did not want any alcohol at the party, period, but my sister begged and begged until she gave in and said not until after 10, and then she was negotiated down to 9. This incurred an extra cost for security. We don't drink often and don't have alcohol around our kids normally, but she felt if she didn't give in, parts of my family wouldn't come. She also gave in to the explicit songs being played, but she made that at a certain time frame also. She gave in to it being formal or semi-formal. She let them have free reign over cake flavors, food, decorations, everything except colors. The one thing she got to keep was colors. So ultimately, this whole thing is about following rules and setting boundaries, no matter the setting. My daughter allowed them to dictate every piece of this entire party except one thing, and that was no red because it was her color to wear. One thing you need to know about my daughter is she is normally very level-headed, laid back, and chilled. She is very mature and logical. She is very respectful and does not talk back to adults. However, we have raised her to understand that she also deserves respect. When we talked to my aunt via text message tonight, we very much tried to have her wear anything else other than red burgundy, but she said she would just not come if she couldn't wear that dress. And we tried asking her if she would return the dress and get a different one. She shut us down because she likes it and it is really beautiful. Well, she can wear it to other occasions then. We are just so gobsmacked that she would choose to do this and that my mother would endorse it. They are both over 60 and should know better. Her and my mother absolutely did not make a mistake, as they both tried to gaslight me into believing that I approve said dress color at Christmas time at my mom's house. When I called their bluff because I was at my in-laws for Christmas, they had to stumble to figure out how to change the lie. I would never have approved any shade of red, period. Let me be very clear when I said my daughter is not stressing out about her aunt choosing to throw a tantrum and not coming to her sweet 16 over the fact that she couldn't figure out how to not buy a red outfit. We would love for her to be there. However, I will not compromise my daughter's boundaries for anyone. I don't find it unreasonable. My mom normally will loan dresses out to my aunt or help her buy them, but this time said no because she wants us to fold. We won't. Thanks for all the advice and support. Well, Opie, good for you for backing your daughter. That is exactly what you had to do, and you did it just right. Your aunt can go put on that red dress and have a tantrum somewhere else, in case I would maybe tip security off to not let her in if she's wearing a red dress. Other than that, I hope your daughter enjoys her party. Take care, Opie, and thanks for sharing. And now, let's move on to the next post that has 2 updates. This post is from the subreddit Credit Score, and it's by user DadIDThief. Dad got a loan for $25,000 in my name and now can't make the payments anymore. I had no idea he did it, and he missed several payments. I'm about to buy a house. I'm mad, confused, and scared. My dad called me on Friday, which was weird because we really only talk around Christmas due to his domestic violence issues when I was a child. He told me last year he took out a $25,000 loan in my name. He said he needed it to pay off his credit cards, but he's ran them back up again. He said he wanted to at least give me a heads up, as I was probably going to be sued by the loan company because he can no longer make the payments. He never apologized for taking the loan out in my name, and he told me to say that I was hacked. I felt sick to my stomach. When I checked my credit, I saw my credit score tanked by probably 250 points from where it was last July. 5 missed payments, a loan that I owe about $24,000 on, and I just broke down crying. This has never happened to me before. My mom and sister are both out of the country until the start of next week, and I'm lost. I can pay out the loan in cash, but I don't feel like I should have to, as I never took it out. Wow, Opie, that a-hole of a dad of yours is scum, and honestly, I don't know if I can give you any help. All I would do is go to the police, talk to the insurance company, and get a lawyer. So now let's check the community comments to see what advice Opie got there. Happy Escape 861 says, copying this for every identity theft situation I see on here, since it seems to happen a lot, where you know who the person is who stole your identity. This is all the information you can find in this sub and others. 1. Call the police. You're the victim of identity theft. Plain and simple. It doesn't matter who did it or what your relationship is to them. They broke the law. Now they have to face the consequences of their actions. 2. Freeze your credit. You want to make sure it doesn't happen again. Take the proactive route of freezing your credit. 3. Monitor and track your credit. You need to be alerted if anyone tries opening a line of credit in your name. Here's a link that gives you a way to do it, and it shows your credit score. 4. Warn anyone else who might be a victim. This includes family members or anyone else whose social security number might be compromised by the thief. 5. Take the police report to the credit bureaus. Give them the report number when you dispute all of the accounts. Most of the time, that will be enough for them to take the accounts off of your credit. It's on the creditors themselves to prove the accounts are legitimately yours, and the bureaus aren't going to get in the middle of it. A police report goes a long way in clearing up your credit. Don't take identity theft lying down, even if it's someone close to you. If you let them get away with it, get ready for 5 to 10 years of bad credit, collection agencies coming after you, lawsuits, etc. It's frustrating how easy it is for someone with your social security number to take out a huge loan in your name. If you pay off the loan, those missed payments will haunt you for 7 years. Of course, he never apologized for it. He's not sorry. He probably just doesn't want you going to the police, thinking some rando stole your identity when it was him. Go to the police. Follow the steps above. Cut off contact with your dad unless he wants to text you to admit to do it again. Well, apart from that, I don't think there's any more need to read more comments. That was very thorough advice. So now let's move on to the first update to see what OP did next. Christmas came and went, and I did not speak to him this year. A couple of days after my original post, I made a report to the police. They said this happens a lot and they gave me a form to fill out. I received a case number and disputed the account with the credit companies. Maybe 2 weeks after I did that, a guy showed up at my house and served me with a lawsuit. The weird thing was the account dropped off of my credit completely and my credit score shot up back to where it was. Even so, I feel like the company that gave the loan was trying to get a judgment against me, probably hoping I wouldn't show up to court. I ended up filing out a FOIA request for the actual police report. When the court date came, their lawyer offered to settle for $15,000. I gave them the police report and they were actually way more cool about it than I expected. He said he'd send it to the company and request a continuance, but that I should show up to the continuance date. The second court date was last week, and the lawyer wasn't even there. Apparently, shortly after the first court date, he filed a motion to dismiss. As far as I know, this is over with, but it still shows I've been sued in a public record search. Is there any way to get that removed? I'm also in closing for a house. I really appreciate everyone for their advice. You've all saved me from a lot of debt and years of ruined credit. Alright, so now let's move on to the final update to see how this story ends. I haven't heard any more about a lawsuit. It's been dismissed and I doubt it's coming back. Even more exciting, I bought my first house. I'm extremely happy with it and my credit score barely took a hit from it. I assume it will be back to normal with a couple of months of payments. However, it turns out I wasn't the only person my dad hit with identity theft. My mom and sister both had their identity stolen and loans taken out in their names. The loans looked like they were taken out just after my dad told me about the loan he took out in my name. They both found out about the loans the same way, with a lawsuit. My mom's has already been dismissed, and my sister's I think is in the process of being dismissed, but online court records aren't available for hers. My dad has also moved from where he used to live. I know what state he's in, but not exactly where. He also has a new phone number. Big surprise. We don't know for sure that he opened the new loans, but it seems pretty obvious. Wow, OP, your dad tripled down on being a scumbag. Now, I don't know how things move in the US regarding identity theft, but I do hope he gets caught and gets charged. In the meantime, here's wishing you and your family the best in the future. Take care and thanks for sharing. And now let's finish this video with a mood booster post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance and it's by user OWretched1. Put my cat to work. I got fired from a sales job by a supervisor who was systematically eliminating everyone and hiring in her sorority sisters. I had dark black uniform skirts, pants, and blouses that I'd been forced to purchase. When I was fired, they demanded the uniforms back. I offered to keep the skirts and blouses that cost up to what I paid to date, a couple $100 worth, but they said no, demanded all items back, and refused to give me a refund. They did say I could gather it all and bring it to them a couple of days later. After thoroughly reading my contract, I confirmed I was only required to bring them back undamaged. It didn't say they had to be clean. So, when I got home, I poured everything in a big pile and called my cat over. She was a long-haired cat who coated everything I owned with white fluff. When she understood that I was giving her free rein to sleep on the clothes, she obliged. 2 days later, I dropped off a garbage bag filled with now white, fur-covered, stinky clothes. The supervisor got annoyed, but I just told her she might want to check the contract. These clothes were quite undamaged, just not clean, and that wasn't stipulated in the contract. I smiled sweetly at her and left the office. Kitty did her job quite well, and she got tuna for dinner that night. I eventually won a small claims court case, getting my uniform money back. An all-around win. Well played, OP. You complied absolutely with your contract, and you got the money back that you deserved. Thanks for sharing, OP. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out, so here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later, and also, don't forget to hit that subscribe